I want to reinforce something my brother said. No one, for example, my understanding of trust law, the trust concept, can be explained or expressed like this. To understand the importance and to understand how it pulls people together. No matter how powerful I become or Brother Kareem becomes, or even how powerful we become as a unit, if we don't duplicate the information, it does the community no good. I need, he needs, no matter how powerful we get, we're only individuals who can be erased. The movement at that point is nullified or it stops. As has been the case historically when one powerful leader or even two powerful leaders gain prominence and then they disappear. And then the movement stops or stalls, and then we have to restart a few generations after that. However, if powerful leaders focus more on the trust aspect and appreciating the value of the community in the senses that it should, their number one goal or number two goal would be to duplicate themselves. For example, and no disrespect to Louis Farrakhan, but what if we had 1,000 Louis Farrakhan's? What if back in the day, the Nation of Islam worked on duplicating the brilliance of Louis Farrakhan? Or Marcus Garvey.
Man.
And we had 20 or 30 Marcus Garveys, 40 or 50 Malcolm X's, 60 Elijah Muhammad's, Farrakhan's. Then what happens? That's the trust that you need to involve the community to duplicate your own brilliance. And again, that falls under the trust aspect. That is how a nation sustains itself. Because if you notice, you never see one Jewish leader.
Right.
The power is shared equally as it must be. The love and the trust is shared equally. That is the way a nation gathers the cohesion and power to navigate the system successfully.
Yeah, because I want y'all to really truly grasp and get the fact that I mean, I could talk about a lot of things. My mind be going here and going there, but I fully want y'all to get the fact that you might not get a whole lot we talking about, but we need to focus on the fact that if you can start with as little as finding someone in your life, I mean, making a decision, okay, to actually be done with the drama with the male that you're dealing with or the female. If you've been dealing with somebody for like 6, 7, 8 years plus and you ain't getting nowhere and you know it's wrong for you and it's not right with your spirit, you got to start making a decision to either stop being disrespectful and giving them what they want and you guys sitting down talking, making it work, or move on. Because if you don't move on from that or make it right with that and actually make it corrected, I've been there with this. I mean, my own queen. So I understand. You know, I'm trying to tell y'all some real information here. You can't move. You can't move ahead. You can't move ahead. And if you can't move ahead with two people, you can't get to the group. Y'all ain't gonna want to get on a phone call and what is it called? Make things right. I mean, honestly, it takes your spirit. It takes your mind to a different place when you're on one accord with another person. I mean, me and this brother right here, we have our disagreements a lot. We don't have it to the point that our emotions get involved and we disconnected from one another. We ain't really hollering at one another. I have my issues with my wife, but it's not that extra emotional. We know we in unit. We need one another to make it. She calls him his brother. He calls her his sister. So, and we serious about that. We a family. We a group. So that's what a trust is. That's exactly what a trust. You need at least 3 in this matrix. Isn't that amazing? To make something right. And they kind of made a simulation to the Trinity. Those of you that still in church a lot heavy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I came from church. You know, still go from time to time, whatever, because family and whatnot. Because the information in there, some of it is good. You know, so when you think about the Trinity, what is it? The Holy Spirit, Holy Ghost, and Jesus Christ,
Father, Son, and Holy
Father.
Spirit.
Exactly. It's three. And in order for those to actually for it to work, you have to actually have all three. So I got three. But you got to understand, you don't technically need 1, 2, 3 physical. It can be the three within you. But you don't even understand that part because they have you so disconnected. And we think about it, how he broke down the physical, the spirit, and the actual, what was it? The actual contract.
Yeah.
When you think about it, he got 3, I got 3, my wife got 3. That's 9. I don't think y'all caught that.
9 is a magic number as well.
So when you have your self-centered, can't nobody bust through. And that's one thing, they got a lot of individuals that's caught up on this and that and on the rat reel. And that's what's really got you, the rat reel. That's why I try my best to try to, and I have a lot of success with about, I would say 20%. To me, that's a high number because they said if you can do better than 10%, you're doing well. 20% in my actual course is actually being successful and getting off the 9 to 5. Some of y'all just playing games, but y'all gonna find out in about another 4 or 5 years how detrimental it is to be a laborer, to be out there in that 9 to 5, even with a degree.
That's right.
So
That's right.
you don't get that. But while those ones are on that field or whatever, me and my brother, we got a trust. I got a trust. We're building a private trust together. Trustees, grantors, beneficiaries. Our legacy will be around after we're even gone. Okay. So this is the power of that. And while we actually going through this crazy sick matrix, we good. We like coasting through. And our minds is right. And we got each other anytime we need it. I mean, y'all don't understand it, man. I know y'all get the pressures, right?
Oh, definitely.
Because you've been on the 9 to 5, right?
Oh,
you remember it?
yeah,
Come on, hold on, man. They ain't heard my story, man. Can
God.
you don't have to tell them your personal travels, but tell them how it felt. Then how it felt when you got off.
I'm just going to say this. On my last 9 to 5, and I got fired from 3. My last not 3 9 to 5s, I got fired from each and every one of them. And that was the universal's way of letting me know this is not your gig. You can't do it. I could not do it. And a lot of it was because of the information that I accumulated, understanding exactly who I was working for, building someone else's legacy. While I stood the chance of exiting the job market with some sort of stipend that probably would sustain me, and with no legacy of my own, and with no legacy to leave my children. So that wasn't cool with me. And then add in the fact that a lot of social pressures were just too difficult to deal with me or too difficult for me to deal with. Again, because once you gain a certain amount of knowledge, it's just certain things you can't return to. It's like somebody trying to put you back into high school or preschool. There's no way you could do that. And basically, my last 9 to 5, the only reason I lasted the 5 years that I did was because the high-ranking manager, the manager who worked there, saved my job about 4 or 5 times.
Let's let that trust right there.
That was
somebody
exactly,
having your back.
We had basically a verbal trust, and we didn't necessarily enunciate everything in the trust, but there definitely was a relationship where he protected me.
Well, how did it take you from transitioning from there, now having the knowledge and everything? How much work did it take to go from the 9 to 5 to? Is it easy or is it cool?
I never worked harder in my life to transition from the 9 to 5 to having a stable business of my own. But I would not trade it for the world. I would not trade it for the world.
I mean, y'all got to get this right here. And the amount of work that it takes, it's like right here. It's the beginning part. The beginning part is, it took Kareem about, I would say, 2 or 3 years to do the back end information. But I did the back end while I was working on my 9 to 5. Some of this stuff, it took me a lot quicker than most of y'all go to actually college for, get your degree for. So while I'm working, I'm doing things at night or sometimes on the weekend. But it was like 3 times a week I was working on my project to get off the 9 to 5. I never stopped. Now, I didn't go work really, really hard, because if I did, in about 6 months, I could have been off the 9 to 5. But when you take the time to little by little puts deposit stuff to get you off the 9 to 5. It's almost like how y'all do when y'all leaving somebody, a relationship. You know how y'all stack your chips and you start putting certain things in place. Mm-hmm. I'm getting away from this. She ain't no good.
Or starts in the spirit first.
Right, it starts right here at the higher self. When you make that true decision, you start connecting with yourself. You realize like, this is it right here. I can't do this no more. I'm done with her. I'm done with him, man. And it just be troubling you when you do restless nights. You can't sleep. Okay, y'all been dealing with that with an individual and your 9 to 5. Okay, and some of y'all on the 9 to 5 with the individual and individuals. Right. So that alone should be effort. It takes a minute to get that turnkey. That's the most work in the back end, getting that turnkey together. Your intellectual property, and I'm gonna do an actual seminar on that in about the beginning of the year 2018 in business, telling y'all how to put your turnkey together. But when you put that mud together, I'm telling you, man, everything else is a wrap, and you can start seeing people for who they are. Man, you can literally see the demons in people, and then you got to know how to interact with these demons in a kind way, and some of them is family and friends. I mean, this right here is my brother. I mean, I'm closer to him than more than my family members. I don't want to. Some of them watch it, so I don't want to go into how much. You know what I'm saying? So they won't be feeling all slight and whatnot. But on the real, I want y'all to fully understand and focus on the fact that when you get your health right and you start focusing on, because you can't really focus just like a child going to school and whatnot. You can't focus if you eating wrong.
Right.
You thinking just like a savage out here. Okay? That's certain things. That's why a nutritionist is valuable. I told you to give him a call because I don't have the time to do what he did for me. But he willing to do that for people. Just like certain things I'm willing to do for y'all. This dude is his lane. On part of one of his lanes is to teach others about the nutrition because he knows how important it is. So I'm trying to help y'all understand. The reason why I plugged that in the beginning is because by me having the nutritionist part, look at me. You see how my mind be when I'm doing my videos. I mean, most of the time when people come at me crazy, I don't bite because my mind is stable. It's focused. It's not on that emotional side. I got my spiritual strong. What? Because I'm eating right. I'm dealing with self a lot. You know what I mean? I have my connection to your universe, the actual creator. So I focus on that with the food. Of course, I have my treats from time to time because I'm addicted to something just like we all are. I'm trying to tell y'all, if y'all can fully just start with at least a 50-50 dietary plan, you'll be better off than these foods that's actually literally just I'm gonna eat until I die. This way it's gonna be. They know they don't want to be like that. And my brother was actually mentioning that if you take the time to start looking at different groups of people when you go to shopping at the store, this woke me up big time. I got to put it out there. What, you gonna say it?
When we talk about eating, let's go back to the Jewish community.
Okay.
Why do you think they have a kosher food standard? Right? What do you say, Nugget? They have a kosher food standard because that means only they will handle their food. They're not going to allow other people to feed them because they understand, as Chancellor Williams understood. Was it Chancellor Williams? I might be William Chancellor. No, Chancellor Williams. In his book, Destruction of Black Civilization, he understood and he wrote about how a nation of people can be subverted just on the basis of being fed inferior food and drinking inferior water. Other nations understand that. So again, I say only that to emphasize the importance of what you eat. There was a movie, one of the Tyler Perry movies, Medea, where they had a European family moving with them, and the European lady commented that they ate a lot of carbs, and then Medea joked back and said, "No, we don't have any carbohydrates," or "No, we don't have any." Something about a car. It's almost like she was thinking that they were talking about a carburetor, but the European lady was talking about carbohydrates. All right, and this is one of the ways certain information is snuck into the masses if they can catch it. If anyone understands carbohydrates, the Western diet is full, overpacked with carbohydrates, and excessive carbohydrates cause harmful byproducts to your body that actually aid your body. So these are just one of the things that we talk about, or we're trying to get people to realize when we mention things like having your diet straight or your intake straight, in conjunction with understanding the matrix and how it's run, and understanding what type of instruments and structures, devices you need to navigate it properly.
So what does sugar do?
Sugar,
What does sugar do to your body? You can just give us a basic.
sugar is like cocaine in terms of the way it in the way it affects the body. This is why people are so addicted to sugar.
I'm gonna actually do a video on that later to help y'all understand the insulin and your sugar and how it affects you on your weight and whatnot. But when he was talking about carbs, you guys fully need to fully understand, and it took me a minute to catch this myself, is when you actually, carbs is in everything out here on the western side he was breaking down. So carbs is sugar. You guys need to get that. So when you're having them biscuits and them waffles and them actual pancakes at your favorite spot, that's already sugar. You might as well just look at that as a pound cake, okay, without the icing on top. Then when you put the icing, which is that syrup, ooh, you know you got your Miss Butterworth. When you put that on top of that with that fake butter, that's already you having an actual. You might as well just go get your a donut. You might as well go to the donut shop and go just tell me to give me the barrel claw, give me the actual apple fritter. Yeah, you might as well just, because that's what you eat. So when you're doing that daily, and y'all be like, you know what, I'm not gonna have no donuts till maybe, I used to rock them donuts, man, go to the donut shop once a week. And I was like, I'm doing good because I'm just going once a week. But I'm having my French toast one day with the potatoes, okay? And with the actual eggs and all that other stuff. But and then in the orange juice. So I'm doing that, all that, and then I switch it up the next day. Waffles and the same thing with the orange juice. Switch it up the next pancakes and with the orange juice. But you always having carbs, basically sugar. And when you have that much sugar in your body, you think you're gonna be all right with your homie or your homegirl? You think you're gonna be all right with your man or your woman? Hell no. No, you already amped up, like when you're taking that Kool-Aid, that Boule, whatever y'all call it, that great drink, okay? That's exactly what you're doing. You're taking that oil of sugar all day long and your brain is off and then you crash. Okay, you already tired, you worn out, come home to everybody else, you bowing. So you can't get to trust. You can't even hear me right now if you amped up on sugar, on that cocaine. Sugar cane is what it is. That's what they call it, sugar cane.
Sugar cane.
It's a trip, man. It's a trip that they got coincide with cocaine, man. They said sugar, that's 10 times more addicting. If you notice, you can't get off of it. It's more addicting. Man, I told y'all, my root beer, sometimes when they be going to the little fast food spots, or they be trying to get these healthy little fast food little joints and whatnot, and they don't want to go too ham with certain things because they don't want to cook fast and everything, and they will actually get their little drinks, and I'll be like, okay, they getting. My son be like, Dad, let me get that root beer. I'm like, and they just be calling me back in them days. I'm like, let me get that real quick. Oh, I remember what it tastes like. Man, this is good. Here, take that, man. And I'll get my water doused about maybe 4 ounces down to diluted in my body. But that just goes to show you how addicted it is, that you can't let it pass by you. You can't even roll up in no fast food joint with Bam Bam and everything and not think about your addictions. That's how bad it is. It's on your palate. So I brought that up to help you. We was breaking down the herbs and the health. And that actually coincides with trust. You can't get to the trust if you guys won't get healthy and whatnot. But the trust, you have to at least trust somebody or trust yourself or trust others in order to actually prevail. You guys are really just lost out here, man, and y'all don't get how, the herbs ain't nothing but Mother Nature out there,
Absolutely.
They taking the herbs and they grinding it down, trying to put it in your body because most of y'all don't get that 90% of the food in there, if not higher, is just full of just processed food. And you got to literally replenish your body with sun, water, and herbs and whatnot, or these just vegetables. But I'm telling you, it's a powerful thing. to get with somebody like this, when you guys got time, spend that investments. I don't even know what your consultation is. What, $45, 50 bucks?
No, right now I got a special one for
$29. I'm really doing himself a disservice. $29 because some of y'all gonna blow him up, and you should. You should. If it's $29, call him up, man. Blow him up and show him how it's too cheap. But anyways, I want y'all to literally call him up, only because it was a powerful, powerful thing for me when I got healthy. And I started understanding the actual breakdown of morning, night, and day, and putting that with all my regular apothecary things that I'm putting together. That actually right here, the brain and my heart. I ain't on no high blood pressure pills. I ain't on no diabetic. Almost 45 years old. I ain't on no diabetic. I ain't on no medication. No pill. No. Are you on any of that?
No.
I mean, you ain't got to be on none of this when you literally understand the structure of the body. So you want to get the basics of a nutrition, the macros, so you can actually start understanding us. Okay? So we won't get on the phone, and when we talking like this, people want to somewhat disrespect us, but she wasn't disrespecting us. She was telling the truth. But at the same time, she was talking about what common stuff. We don't know common stuff. And I'm telling you, man, I didn't even know where my kidneys was when I was coming up on 40. Okay? So I want to help you guys understand that regular herbs and health out there, he been doing this for 20 years and whatnot. So I was just looking at his life and looking at his body. I'm like, okay, it's time for me to make a change. And I gave him a call and whatever, and I started going and educating myself. But the education, I like how he said, there's great leaders that came before us, but they didn't want to really share the knowledge. I don't know why, or copycat themselves. We're trying to copycat ourselves. Okay, so we're trying to make sure that you guys can take this information in your home and you can give it to your children. You can be powerful with yourself, and you can give it to your loved ones and family and friends. If you can't do that, then you guys, I need y'all to understand that this matrix is not a game. Okay, you're not in your own territory. You're not.
Absolutely.
Okay, right. It's about power out here. Right. They really love power, and he gonna do a breakdown video. I think I'm gonna tell him to do a video on power and how you can put some little clips to help y'all understand how they serious out here. But some things we don't like putting out there because people that watch us, they get emotional. You know, I'm not talking about the ones we trying to help and assist and teach. I'm talking about the ones that just watch just to see how far we are gaining and getting ahead, because it's information, and they hating that new information and information age. Some good people like ourselves is giving it back to those that need it, and they don't like it. Ain't that a trip? You already there. You doing all right. But you don't want others to share. Right. So you come on and just be a troll and say some crazy mess and whatnot, and just hide out and say, oh, you racist, you doing this. No, I'm just trying to help those that look like me that's struggling, just like I was. I remember. And he ain't forgot. I act like this happened to me 20 years ago. Man, I was struggling about what, 7 years ago? Yeah. And it had to do with a lot of demise in my family that wasn't right, because I didn't trust nobody. So when I found Brother Man in my life, and I started trusting him, and started trusting my queen more, and I started trusting people around me that looked like me, which was family, it was off to the races right there. I got family right next to me, close to me, come over and see me, and they don't really fully trust, and they just lost and going to their 9 to 5, and they see how I'm doing, how we doing. They just so comfortable where they at, they don't know what to do. See how they got you? You so comfortable where you at, and you're so scared to make that leap. I'm not telling you to just leave your job and just be gone and don't pay your bills. That'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to make that, because they got you in that. The Matrix got us all caught up in that you can't buy a house, build nothing without no actual monetary gain coming in. Okay, but I'm telling you, showing you how. We're trying to share with you guys how to manifest this stuff a lot easier and simple. So it don't take no year to put this stuff together. It don't. I'm talking about in your mind. Once it's downloaded and you guys are free and you fully understand it, y'all know that y'all go to school. Some of y'all got degrees that went to 4 years. Some of y'all went on to get your master's degree, PhD degree, 6, 7, 8 years in school. We trying to give you that work that won't even cost you, that won't even take a year. We put you on the schedules a year so you can do it at your own pace. But you can get this information literally and just watch them all, follow the steps and whatever, put that stuff into action. And so I told Pace, but this don't take no, 8 years to get out to the races off and not be no laborer? I'm telling y'all, man.
Takes faith, though.
What?
Takes faith. And, you know, to be a people, I know a lot of people who practice the Christian religion, which, you know, that is what it is. I'm just surprised by the lack of faith. That is one of the things that the Bible speaks of that these people are supposed to have when it comes to them changing their circumstance. So,
man, where's your faith at?
Yeah.
Where's your faith at? So why are you subscribing to something that you don't even believe in? It actually tells you heavy up in the Bible. What? Because I read it. Tells you heavy in the Bible how you are like what? Gods. You are, even says it in there, you are greater than he.
Exactly.
It's in the Bible. So if you don't believe how great you are, you don't even believe how great he's supposed to was, why the heck you reading it? Why are you playing games? Get out of there. But I'm trying to tell you right there, I mean, you are absolutely great. But you got to know how great you are. You got somebody just yo-yoing you around here and there and got you all dysfunctional with your family and loved ones, got you fighting against somebody that looked just like you. That's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and he was breaking down how the Jews and how other groups get down. Nation build. So yeah, we saying the same thing other folks be saying all the time, nation build. But I'm telling you, it starts with yourself. If you can't actually focus on your child or focus on your actual mate and just like stop all the BS or focus on you first, how you think you're going to make it out here? That whole breakdown is to make sure you stay ignorant, you stay dumb, like what girl said, common stuff. You won't even focus on to even entertain yourself to know. If you want to hide anything from us, Africans, put it in a book. So we trying to read the book for you, okay? And we've already read some books for you, okay? And we actually giving this information for you guys. So it's in your best interest to listen. Anyways, brother, did you have anything else to add?
That is it. That is it. I appreciate the fan for listening.
Man,
Definitely.
And stay tuned for some more because I'm going to be doing this with my brother on a regular basis so I can get you guys to know that, I mean, you know I'm careful with how I'm going in. But because I don't trust people out there. I don't even really like this YouTube thing, to be honest. I'm hanging in there because I know my people is needing it and whatnot. And I want to copycat myself. I said that. Y'all know I said that. But I'll be damned if I let these clowns take me down just because they don't like how we're talking and whatnot. But we got it. We got it, right, brother?
Right. You don't trust the people who don't believe in trust.
Right. Right. So anyways, say it again.
You don't trust the people who don't believe in trust.
Message. So anyway, other than that, like I said before, this is chess.
Not chess.
Peace.